This is how to create a shape in Photoshop. So here we have our Lake Appliance Repair logo on our blue background again. So let's say we want to have a white kind of rectangle banner type thing go behind the Lake Appliance Repair logo in front of this blue background color. All you have to do is go over here to the rectangle tool. You can see we have a flyaway menu from this little triangle, so I'm going to click and hold, and I can do all these different shapes right here. Typically, the only ones I use are the rectangle and the ellipse. The ellipse is a circle if you hold down Shift. All right, so rectangle tool. Say I want it to go all the way across. I want it to start about up here, so I'm going to do a regular left click and hold. I'm dragging my little cross symbol all the way across. Doesn't matter if I come all the way out here or not. As long as I've got my canvas covered, I'm good. Anything outside of that is not going to be saved in the final image. All right, so I've let go. You can see these properties pop up. It's showing me that the fill is blank, it's nothing, which you can see. Showing me that the stroke, the outline of this rectangle is red. I don't want an outline, but I want a fill of white. So I'm going to click on the fill, and then these are all my recently used colors here, and these are all a bunch of other suggested colors it has. We want it to be white. Okay, so now you see it filled in white. Now I want to take away the stroke of red. So I've clicked on the stroke symbol here, and I'm going to click on this one, which means none, give it nothing. So now you can see the fill is white and the stroke is nothing. To unselect this tool, because if I keep clicking, it's going to keep on adding shapes. I just click out here. Okay, so now you can see the rectangle we made obviously isn't centered on Lake Appliance Repair, which is the logo is where we want it. I want to move it. Well, I still have my cross here. I'm still on my rectangle tool. So always make sure you're clicked off of the layer. One thing I do to just make that easy is just always click on the move tool when I'm done with some other tool. That's the tool I want anyway because I want to move this rectangle. All right, I want to move it down. My guides are showing me it's centered. So we have a little flag banner type thing here. Cool. All right, let's say I don't like the rectangle going all the way across. I want to make it more of a square. You can do Control T to transform this rectangle into more of a square, which that's not a square, but, and hit enter, and you have that. Or say we wanted to start from scratch. We go over here, we click our rectangle. We're going to do the same thing as we did to make the rectangle, but to make it a perfect square, even on all four sides, we're going to hold down Shift on the keyboard and drag our cross. And you can see, even if I drag totally down, it's still making it a perfect square. All right, so I'm going to let go. Does the same thing. I want it to be, say I want the background to be a different color. I don't want any of these recently used colors. I don't want any of these default colors. I want to pick my own color. So you can come over here to this, looks like a color wheel or whatever gradient thing, color picker. Click on that, and you can use your eyedropper tool if you want it one of these colors, or you can just pick from here or add your hex code. Or if you know the RGB code or whatever, you can add that in here too. All these different things you can use. So let's say we want it almost black, but not quite. All right, so this is our new color. This is what it currently is. Looks good. I'm gonna pick that. You can see it filled it into that almost black. And again, all right, this is our outline. Let's say we want the outline to be neon pink. Pick that, changes it to neon pink. I can't really see the outline right now because it's only 1 pixel. So just highlight that. Let's say we want it really thick. So we're going to make it 10 pixels and hit tab. And now you can see our neon pink outline. I'm going to go click my move tool again and move my box around where I want it. Looks great. So these other options here, you're probably not going to use a lot. This is showing you where the stroke is going to be. It's showing you right now the stroke is inside of the box. If you click this, it's outside of the box and you can kind of see it move out. This one, excuse me, this one is outside of the box. This one is centered on the edges of the box. This shows you what your end caps are like, rounded, square, or otherwise. That's only going to be if it's more of a line. With a square, a rectangle, you don't have end caps. This is for the corners. You can kind of see that changing, beveled or whatever. The bigger you make this stroke, the more prominent these will be. But again, you're probably rarely going to use these. And that's how you make a shape. If you want to make a circle, let's say I don't like the rectangle, delete it, come over here, click and hold. I want to do a circle, so you click on the ellipse. If you just drag without holding shift, you can see it's an oval. We don't want that. More than likely we want a perfect circle, so hold shift and drag, and you can see it doesn't really matter where you start it. Just make it about how big you want it, let go, make it the color you want. Then go over here to your move tool and move it where you want. You can see my guides are centered. Say I want it a little bigger. I'm going to do Control T to free transform. This, sometimes with an image, if you pull this, it's going to constrain the proportions. That's why it's always best to just drag from the corner or hold shift and drag. And apparently in the new Photoshop 19 for shapes, which are not pixelated, if you're doing a shape or a line and you want to resize it, make sure you hold down shift and size it. That'll keep it a perfect circle or square or whatever you wanted. So say I just wanted to nudge it over a little bit. I'm just clicking on my circle and using my arrow keys on my keyboard to get it right where I want it. These other shapes you can go in full width, but they're kind of weird. You can do a line, custom shape, does all kinds of crazy things. You can do an arrow. You can pick up here all these little things like a dog paw. So that might come in handy if you want to insert a check mark. Copyright symbol might be cool, or an arrow is mostly what we would use. And that's it for shapes.